Good morning, everybody. It's early in the morning here at the Deep South Homestead household. We just got some stuff out of the Harvest Right freeze dryer. Been running since yesterday. Ms. Wanda went out early this morning and got it. She has been working hard, trying to come up with an array of different things in the freeze dryer to create, what would you call it, like full meals?
Future meals. So Harvest Right was, we partnered with them to test this machine and see how we like it. And Danny and I have showed you some of the things that we've done. We've done more than that. We've been doing this, what, a month now?
Close to a month.
But during that time we had some bad weather, so there's about a week we didn't use it.
Yeah.
And the last 4 days we've had chances of rain and thunder showers and stuff, and so lightning, we didn't want to use it. So we started back. So we've got a variety that we're going to try today, but I wanted to show you something.
I like the idea that she's come up with as far as full meals in one bag.
Okay, this one here is taco soup and rice. I did both of them separately, but I put them in a bag together so that when you open it up, you're ready to add your water and your meal is there. But I had some extra rice and I didn't have anything to put with it. So I vacuum sealed it at half a bag. Not vacuum sealed, I impulse sealed it. I heat sealed it at half a bag. That gives me room up here to add something else to go with this rice. So at the front, I wrote on the bottom line, I put bottom is rice. In case I want to cut it down here and open just the rice, I can, or I can cut it at the top and open whatever I add up here. So,
or you can open them both and make a meal out of it.
Yes. So our idea is to put something at the bottom and something at the top for a one-day meal. And so now this one has rice.
I like that because we're not wasting our Mylar bags on small items.
The beef that we just did, again, I put it at the bottom. And I could have put the rice at the top, but I didn't want rice with my beef. I want something else. So later we've got some ideas on what we're going to, when we eat the beef.
We're thinking about things like mashed potatoes or something like that.
So I will put that up here, and then we'll have the beef and maybe potatoes in this. So that's one idea, because you're not vacuum sealing, you're heat sealing. So you can do half bags if you want to. We only did a partial tray of carrots. So I heat sealed at the bottom the carrots. And if we do another partial, I can do carrots up here. And again, I just wrote bottom is carrots. Whatever we put, if we decide we want to do a meal, I'll put something else at the top.
Put English peas at the top or whatever, and have peas and carrots. Yeah.
So now that's the way I've been fixing my bags. What we want to talk about today is what all we've got here that we're going to try.
Yeah, some amazing stuff.
We have apples, we have pears, and we have figs. So we're going to try all three of those.
That would be the fruits that might go along with a full meal to give you your sweets with the meal.
We had some smoked cheese that Danny smoked in the Epic Smokehouse. So I freeze dried some of the cheese. It's amazing. We're going to show you. I did 3 different kinds of cheeses.
Really
I've
good.
got, I think, 3 different kinds here.
It's good without rehydrating it.
I've got 3 different kinds of cheeses. I did some cream cheese. Now, we're not going to test the cream cheese, but I just put it in this. I've not fixed it. I just took this out a while ago. It's like powder.
It's a powdery.
It's almost like the consistency of Coffee Mate.
Yeah.
And so if you needed cream cheese in a casserole or whatever you needed
making pepper poppers or whatever.
Yeah, you could add it to it. So what I'm going to do is vacuum or seal this in smaller sections, probably, because I won't need that much cream cheese at one time.
That's a lot of cream cheese.
So that one we won't be testing. I made Danny blueberry cake, and I cut it in slices, and we did 2 pieces in the freeze dryer just to see how the blueberry cake would do. And we're going to test that.
This is gluten-free, made with almond flour.
Yes. We did. I made taco soup the other day. And so I took some of the rice, like I said, and put taco soup and rice in one thing. So I'm gonna try the taco soup dry, and then we're gonna add some moisture back and see what happens. This is our
prize.
this is our prize.
Yeah.
I talked to Kevin and Sarah at Living Traditions, and I said, I just don't know about meat. Meat's just not going to be my thing. But I cooked a roast, and so I cut off part of it and shredded it, and just did a small section because you can.
I smell it. It smells so good.
You can see it went into the bottom of this. I only did a little bit, enough for 2 people to have a good meal, and the smell is crazy.
It's amazing. It smells just like it come out of a crock pot.
So we're going to start with this, even though we got all kinds of desserts. We're going to start with
it smells really good, so let's just try it to see how it is just dry.
And this was in a crock pot. It was falling apart tender to eat yesterday.
Yeah. Oh, wow. The flavor is like intense.
You taste that roast taste really, really. I mean, even if you had to eat this dry,
oh yeah, I mean,
you would want some water and drink some water, but I'm talking
it
intense.
reconstitutes instantly. When it hits the saliva in your mouth, it reconstitutes almost instantly and turns back into meat.
So what Danny's going to do, you could eat this as is. If you were on the road, whatever, you've got meat, but he's going to reconstitute that.
I don't know how much water. I'm going to try with a teaspoon to start with.
Pour a couple or 3 over all of it.
Yeah, it's taking it up fast.
Yeah. We don't want it soggy meat. Hold on. All right, on this.
I mean, I'm not getting full teaspoons. I'm just getting a little bit at a time.
He's getting a little at a time, so it's not half teaspoons, maybe.
Maybe a half a teaspoon.
One.
I see the end of that one a little bit over here. That's probably enough.
Okay, so we're gonna
just let it set while you do your other test.
All right, so this is the taco soup, and I'm just going to taste a little dry because if you were somewhere and you didn't want to reconstitute it and you were on the go and needed to just be snacking, I'd keep some water handy and just bite it.
It looks awesome. The rice is what I'm curious about. What is the texture of the rice?
The taco soup's really good. The rice, you can crumble it into little individual rice pieces. So that's a plus.
That's a plus. It's like washed rice, okay.
I'm not a rice person, but I could eat this dried rice better than rice by itself.
Yeah.
There's really not, this is basmati, so it's got a little bit of a nutty taste. So you could eat that if you added it to a trail mix or something as a snack.
Probably could, yeah. Probably could.
So it's not a bad taste. But he's going to reconstitute that for me. Because we've got carrots, potatoes, I don't remember what all, taco seasoning, that right there.
I see one in the corner that hadn't got it. I'm not getting full teaspoons of water, so.
All right here.
I'm just getting a little bit on the end of the spoon because we don't want to overdo it.
No. And it feels mushy, so it's getting there. All right, so we'll come back to that.
Come back to that, and we'll try the meat now that we've got it reconstituted.
I guess we can. We're just going to eat with our fingers.
We eat with our fingers, so that's just, it is what it is.
This is our food, and we're not feeding it to nobody else.
Boy, it feels like it comes out of a crock pot.
Really, it does. I just took it out. That's weird.
Huh. Wow.
Oh my goodness. It tastes just like we just took it out of the crock pot.
You cannot tell the difference.
No, I could serve this as a meal and nobody would know.
Nobody would even have a clue. This is the best I have eaten out of everything.
Out of everything we've done. And I was so skeptical of meat. I told Sarah, I said, I don't know that I want to do meat. I'm scared it's going to ruin my meat.
No.
Oh.
The secret's in waiting.
Yeah, just putting a touch of water.
And just waiting.
And giving it a time.
We didn't put too much.
Oh my.
That's just like it come out of the crock pot.
You can make a roast sandwich. You could do barbecue with it and make your roast barbecued pulled beef.
I think that's better.
You could add it to anything you wanted. We're okay. I thought I was gonna be canning a lot. I think I'm gonna be doing some freeze-dried meat too.
That's awesome.
This is great. We're fixing to try some chicken. We're gonna be working on chicken soon.
Wow.
Okay, this is Danny's smoked mozzarella. He's not doing the cheese today because of he's trying to stay away from cheese right now. See if that's one of his issues. So I'm tasting it. As a crunchy snack, I found the smoked cheese is really good. Now the mozzarella, we did pepper jack, and the taste gets more intense as you eat it. Now I tried adding some of this back to some grits. Really good. The taste just gets intense. It's like eating almost like a little cracker of cheese, but it's got the smoked flavor. So this is one way to preserve my smoked cheese for future use. Anytime we want smoked cheese, and I cut this in little squares so we wouldn't have to have the whole pack of cheese. I can take one square out at a time, add it to grits, add it to
It's like a cheese.
anything.
It's like a Cheez-It.
It's like a small Cheez-It to add to whatever I want to add.
Yeah.
And
Smells amazing. I'm sitting here. The smell from that smoked cheese is just like,
this is cheddar and Colby.
it's like
Oh my
overpowering.
goodness. Y'all, the smell is there, the taste is there, everything's there. And you can reconstitute this. I'm not going to reconstitute my cheese. I'm just going to keep it as is.
Yeah. I'm gonna eventually finish this meat up, I'm gonna tell you, but
I know it's good, isn't it?
gosh, is it good.
Okay, so
Okay, I just don't wanna, I gotta get that meat taste out of my mouth.
yeah, I do before. I've got to get the cheese before I do the soup.
Yeah, I gotta wash it down. 'Cause we
Actually, the cheese would be good in the soup, I think.
probably. Yeah, you're gonna check out this. Now I don't do the seasonings that's in that, so that's hers, and we're gonna let her give it a taste test here. The rice looks amazing.
The rice looks like it reconstituted back to just single pieces of rice.
It looks perfect.
And if you're a texture person and don't like gummy rice, basmati, I'm just saying.
Basmati's the only rice as far as I'm concerned. Did we get enough water?
Now, the taste is there. I'm trying, I had some different things. I'm gonna try just a bite of the carrot. Okay, the carrot's mushy. It's like a mushy something. I don't like the texture of the carrot, but the taco flavor is just intense. So if
Okay,
you're just
let's
eating
chalk that up to this. We did carrots that were fresh, that weren't cooked, and they turned out okay.
yeah,
This was cooked carrots,
and they're a little mushy.
and they're a little mushy. Okay.
Okay, now potato. Again with the texture. Now, these were already cooked. It's mushy. But my thought is, while it's in the freeze-dried stage, I might just crumble it all up and make a powder.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't notice that because it would just
Use
be
it like a thickener?
liquid soup. Might be better than doing it this way if you're a texture person. Now the rice, again, I'm not a rice person by itself, but the rice is perfect as far as the way it's done. I would just mix it all up and eat. But my veggies, rehydrated, that's already been cooked like this, make them mushy. And I'm not a mushy person.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's what's good to know. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
So I know that I would rather do them probably raw and then create my own soups later. That would be.
Well, you could put the mixture in a thing
Yeah.
together and then just cook it all.
Yeah,
later.
do some potatoes and some carrots and
Yeah.
some English peas or green beans or whatever I want. Throw them in a bag and just write soup mix, and everything's raw.
Yeah, you have to write. That's one thing you have to make sure on the bags. You put cooked and you put raw, so when you open something, you know what it is.
Yeah, because really, sometimes you may not know. All right.
All right, let's try the
fruit.
fruit. I'm interested in the fruit.
All right, so one thing, this is not our apples. We were in town and I was getting some apples for making carrot juice.
Feels like styrofoam.
And so the extra apples I just sliced up and threw them into some lemon water for a second to kind of give them, so they wouldn't turn brown.
Yeah.
You see how they look nice. And we're going to try, these were the Honey Crisp apples. That's one of them. Danny and I like freeze-dried apples anyway.
It tastes just like a regular apple.
It brings the flavor back.
The flavor comes back. As a matter of fact, they've absorbed just a touch of moisture since we've done it. So
Yeah, because I've only got them in this. This
Yeah.
was just to save them till we could do a thing. So they have gotten, they're not
mushy or nothing. I mean,
They're just not
they're not
popping
snapping.
crisp.
They're not snapping. You know?
Yeah. So these we just took out this morning.
Yeah.
These were jarred pears that Danny and I had jarred.
I love my pears. I eat them every morning.
These were from 2019, I believe. I think the thing on the jar said
Oh my
2019. I rinsed the juice off a little bit and patted them dry so they wouldn't have that sugary juice on them.
If you're used to eating, what do they call them things in the grocery store? Veggie sticks?
Yeah.
If you're used to eating veggie sticks, this would be the fruit version of a veggie stick in the grocery store in a bag.
This is good.
Oh,
And the
man.
reason I opened a jar,
That's perfect.
was they're already cooked. So I opened an older jar, sliced them up, and freeze dried them. So we know when we do pears in a few months,
Yeah.
3 to 4 months,
Yeah.
we'll be doing pears. I can cook my pears and slice them and just put them in the freeze dryer.
Wow.
I don't have to can them. I'll can a lot of pears. We're not doing away with the canning.
No.
But we wanted to know, would it be beneficial to take cooked pears and freeze dry them? And the answer is
Yes, by all means. You could just eat them like that. They don't even have to be reconstituted.
no. And we will probably do some fresh too, as well. But these are cooked. These are amazing.
That's amazing right there. I mean, that I could eat that whole bag right now. I mean, it's just
So I'm not going to seal these because he'll probably eat on them and the apples over the next couple of days.
okay.
Those are really good.
That's really, really good.
So pears is up. Yes, we're going to be doing pears.
Definitely pears. And one reason we want to do it is in the event that something happens to our pear trees and we don't have a crop, the next year we still have our food.
Whether it's canned or freeze dried.
Okay, we got. Oh,
Now
this
this was
big.
This was something, I took the figs out of a jar, again, 2018, 2019, I don't remember the year.
Preserved figs.
They were already canned, and they had a slight sugary water on them, so I kind of rinsed them, and then I patted them dry, because in the freeze dryer you don't want very much moisture. You want to take as much moisture out as you can.
Yeah, and you cut them in half.
And I cut them in half, I did. Oh my goodness.
Talk about make a fig Newton ashamed of itself. That was, man.
The taste is, like everything else, is so much more intense fig. And it's still crunchy because we just took this out. You know,
Yeah.
we just taken out of the freeze dryer.
Less than 30 minutes ago. Wow.
Again, I'm not going to seal these because this will be Danny's snack, and he'll keep water. He's not going to not drink water.
Yeah, I
with
drink
this.
water all day long, yeah.
And he won't eat a bunch of them. He'll just bite on them occasionally, give him some energy or whatever.
Wow. That's so intense.
I've never had fig taste that intense.
That's better.
Not even fresh.
Yeah, not even fresh. I mean, that. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, I've read some research on figs in the past that said once you freeze dry them or you dehydrate them, the nutritional value of them actually goes up. So.
Well, in the Bible times and stuff, they dried figs.
They dried a lot of
They
fruit.
used a lot of dried figs. And I've tried dehydrating figs, and we just didn't like them. They were too
like,
tough.
like leather. Yeah.
And you would have had to reconstitute them to use them because they were just too tough.
Yeah, you couldn't.
But this is great. I like this. I would be. We
That's
will be doing figs because
Yeah.
our tree usually produces 25 to 30 gallons of figs a year, and I've been canning all of them. So we'll can some, we'll freeze dry some, we'll have a variety.
Yeah, that is amazing. That, wow. I still ain't got over the meat. But
Yeah, okay. So this one, people have asked about doing snack stuff, and this is a blueberry slice. It's the almond flour with blueberries. I just made like a brownie type thing, cut it in pieces instead of making a biscuit, so that Danny would have a snack on the go. Things like just if we had to have it. So I don't know how I'm gonna do this because it's gonna be here. You want to break off some?
well, it's hard.
It's like a crunchy cookie.
There you go. Yeah, it's like a cookie. It's like a sugar cookie.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't want to just bite it, but can you taste the blueberry? You got more blueberry than I do.
Yeah.
If I heat sealed it in individual packs, like probably what I would do. Now this one is a pack that's already made. I would probably heat seal down here
A couple of them in it.
and then heat seal up here, and maybe you could
You
get,
probably get 3 of them in it.
yeah, you could probably get 3.
Yeah, if you just took your time with it.
But that's a way to heat seal it. And then as I got 3 or 4, 5, 6, ever how many would fit in a Mylar bag, I would probably put them all in there and write on it what it is for long-term storage. And then once we open the Mylar, we would know to eat them within a certain period of time.
That's Rick, a really good cookie.
That is, that's an amazing cookie.
Yeah, man, that's nice.
So this is doable too. To take some of his snacks and freeze dry them down into a cookie, I guess you would say.
Yeah.
So guys, this is a little bit of our taste test on things that we've got going on.
I think the Harvest Right is going to be worth it.
Yes.
I really believe it is. I'm very.
We were
I'm
very skeptical.
Skeptical is a good word, but I'm a miser. I'm a miser at best, and that's the only reason I have what I have is because I'm so frugal or so much of a miser. But
the meat makes it. If the meat tastes like this is well worth.
Because we worry about meat a lot in the freezers if the power goes out. Like the last hurricane we had to use a generator. We had 4 freezers. I was constantly back and forth between all those freezers and refrigerators, trying to keep everything up and going. And this, if we can freeze dry our meat, will prevent a lot of that.
So if you're interested in a Harvest Right freeze dryer, I would say check out the link in the description below. Go to Facebook and check out the Harvest Right or either just freeze dryer groups that are out there. Join 2 or 3 groups. I'm a part of Retired at 40 freeze drying and another freeze drying group. I don't remember it right off. I watch the comments. I see what people have trouble with, what they're recommending. Everybody that I see in there recommends the Harvest Right. They're very satisfied with their Harvest Right. Lots of them have 2 Harvest Right. Some of them have 3 and 4 Harvest Right freeze dryers because they're so hooked on how they can preserve it and what it tastes like afterward. And so we have a lot of really cool stuff coming up in a video in a couple of weeks. Harvest Right is the #1 seller right now. They're the one that they keep improving. If you go back and watch videos that people made 5 years ago with the original Harvest Right, and then you watch like our videos, the machine has been improved, the pumps have been improved.
And guys, Harvest Right is taking into consideration the cost of these machines. They've designed layaway plans so that if you really are interested in one of them, you can go through our link in the description down below and you can put one on layaway, and when you pay it off, you get your Harvest Right. You don't have to worry about coming up with all the money all up front. You can pay on it. Like if you want to have it for Christmas of this coming year, or if you have a birthday coming up and you want to work towards that, you can pay on it monthly until you get it paid up, and then you'll have what you need.
And so we're going to be canning, we're going to be freeze drying. We're still going to be putting stuff in the freezer.
Oh yeah, that's
and
always
we're still
happen.
going to be dehydrating. We've not dropped everything just for this.
Oh no, no, you don't ever want to put all your eggs in one basket.
But speaking of eggs, the eggs are amazing. The
they
eggs
are
is one,
amazing.
another thing that's well worth freeze drying is the eggs, because I've been putting them in the freezer and I so much rather have them powdered. It's worth it,
It's
guys.
worth it.
But no matter what you do, whether you put it in the freezer, you put it in jars, or you do this, you have to have storage space.
Yes.
So if you're limited on storage space or whatever, you have to figure out which is best for you and how you want to do it. And Danny and I will show you later some of the storage and how we're going to be storing some of this in future videos.
We also did some analysis and did a little math on this. One of these Mylar bags holds a gallon. We broke it down into quarts. We figured by the time we bought the bag, we bought the oxygen absorber that goes in the bag, that it cost us, what was it, 13 cents per quart to put it in this Mylar bag. If we buy the jars and we buy the lids, by the time we do that, it's $1.33 a quart.
Yeah.
It was $1.33 a quart. So 13 cents versus $1.33. The $1.33 per quart will only last up to 5 years before you start getting a little iffy about it. And that's if the lid lasts that long.
Yes.
This lasts up to 25 years. So 13 cents for 25 years per quart versus $1.33 per quart for 4 to 5 years. Guys, that's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sorry.
We were kind of shocked.
The freeze dryer will pay for itself very fast. And people go, yeah, but it uses so much electricity. It doesn't use any more electricity than running 2 dehydrators at a time. I mean,
or using my stove and canning.
Or it doesn't use nowhere near what the canner does. So guys, I hope that today has been educational. I hope that we've answered some of your questions about the Harvest Right freeze dryer and the products that it produces, the taste, the textures, what we like, what we don't like, what we will do, what we won't do, why we do it. You know, is it worth it? How can I afford it? I hope we've answered all those questions in this video. If not, in the comment down below, tell us what you think.
Ask your questions.
Ask your questions. We'll try to do our best to answer it. Now, if you do hate stuff, I will pull it down. I'm not going to lie. So there's no need in doing it.
If you have legitimate questions, ask your questions.
Ask your
questions.
questions.
If we don't know it, we'll try it and figure it out. That's what we're here for. Deep South is your experimental station, I guess you could say. And we'll be willing to experiment enough, take our time, our money, and our stuff to experiment to tell you, does it work? Now, will your fruits and vegetables taste like these do? No, because you're growing your own. It is your unique stuff. Or if you're buying it in a store, and I highly recommend, if you cannot grow your own, buy it in a store. I would
say go to the farm. I would go to farmers markets first, or organic, and then
process.
Yeah.
But if you have nothing else, if you can buy cans of green beans on sale, 4 for $1, buy them, stick them up.
Guys, hang with us and continue to watch, because here at Deep South Homestead, we're going to try to do our best to bring you an honest opinion about what we're doing with the Harvest Right freeze dryer. Thank you guys from Deep South Homestead.
Thank you guys.